Good morning, students. This is next chapter, that is organic chemistry. We completed part 1 regarding NCERT. Now we are going to discuss topics in part 2 of NCERT. In that one, first chapter is organic chemistry. In that chapter, 4 subtopics are there. The first topic is alkyl halides and aryl halides. Before going to discuss about this one, we will just revise the definition of organic chemistry. We know the definition already. I will revise once again. The definition for organic chemistry is what? The branch of chemistry which deals with carbon compounds. That means that compounds contains carbon. That is the essential element. That is the main element in that compounds. To discuss about its properties, preparations, that is called organic chemistry. So first topic here is alkyl halides and aryl halides. So before going to discuss about the definition of alkyl halides and aryl halides, I will discuss some points. That is, see, CH4, we know that this is called methane. C2H6, this is called ethane. If suppose in this compound, if one hydrogen replace, suppose if we remove one hydrogen, then CH4 becomes CH3. In this case, if one hydrogen replace or one hydrogen removes, then it becomes C2H5. Here this is called methane. We know that. Here this is called ethane. But this is called methyl. This is called ethyl. That means these are alkanes. These are alkanes. If one hydrogen removes from alkanes, not alkenes, alkanes. If one hydrogen removes from alkanes, then that product is called, that resultant substance is called alkyl. This is called methyl, this is called ethyl. Then what about halide? This is alkyl. Then what about halide? Halide means if that alkyl part attached with halogen, this is X represents halogen, either fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. If that halogen part attached with alkyl part, then it is considered as alkyl halide. So that is the meaning of alkyl halide. For example, CH3Cl, C2H5Cl, CH3F, C2H5F, C3H7Br, C4H9I, like that. All these are what? Alkyl halides. Alkyl means removal of hydrogen from alkane is called alkyl. Halide means if that alkyl part attached with halogen, that can be considered as alkyl halide. Nothing but all these are halogen compounds. All are called halogen compounds. Now these alkyl halide, how these are formed? If one hydrogen from alkanes replaced by halogen, if one hydrogen from alkanes replaced by halogen, then alkyl halides will be formed. See, all these are halogen compounds. If hydrogen is replaced by halogen in hydrocarbons, then it is called, then halogen compounds are formed. Nothing but alkyl halides. If one hydrogen is replaced by halogen in alkanes, for example CH3Cl, C2H5Cl, C3H7Cl, all these are examples for alkyl halides. Here one more important point is that is the general formula for alkyl halides. General formula for alkyl halides is CnH2n plus 1x, because these are formed from alkanes. We know the general formula for alkanes is what? CnH2n plus 2. But here we have to remove one hydrogen. So it becomes CnH2n plus 1 X. So this is the general formula for alkyl halides. Next. Monohalogen compounds. Monohalogen means if that compounds contain only one halogen, that is called monohalogen. Compounds are classified into three types. They are primary alkyl halides, secondary alkyl halides, tertiary alkyl halides. These are very, very important. Now we will discuss about what is primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. This is very, very important. See, primary alkyl halides. In this one, the definition is the halogens present on carbon atom which is attached to one carbon atom is called primary alkyl halides. This is very, very important definition. The halogens present on carbon atom which is attached to one carbon atom is called alkyl halide. If you see the example, then you will get clear idea about this one. See, for example, take this compound CH3, CH2, Cl, nothing but ethyl chloride. Here one chlorine attached to one carbon atom. This chlorine attached to this carbon atom and this carbon attached to only one carbon atom. That is why it comes under primary alkyl halide. What is the definition? The halogen present on carbon atom which is attached to one carbon atom, that is called primary. See, here also one example is there. Here chlorine attached to one carbon, this carbon only attached to one carbon. That is why this is also primary alkyl halide. In this example, see, here chlorine attached to one carbon atom. Here this carbon also attached to only one carbon. That is why this is also called primary alkyl halide. That is the meaning of primary alkyl halide. Then secondary alkyl halide. The halogens present on carbon atom which is attached to two carbon atoms. Which is attached to two carbon atoms is called secondary alkyl halides. For example, see, this is one compound. In this compound, this chlorine attached to this carbon atom. Now this carbon attached to two carbon atoms. This is one carbon and this is one carbon. That is why this is called secondary alkyl halide. Here also, this chlorine attached to this carbon, but this carbon attached to only two carbons. That means halogen present on carbon atom should be attached with the two carbon atoms. Then only that is considered as secondary. If it is attached to three carbon, then that will be considered as tertiary. See, that is the definition here. The halogen present on carbon atom which is attached to three carbon atoms is called secondary alkyl halides. For example, see, here this chlorine attached to, this is halogen attached to carbon, this carbon attached to three carbons. So that this is considered as tertiary. Here also, this chlorine attached to this carbon atom, this carbon attached to three carbons, 1, 2, 3. So this is called tertiary alkyl halide. Next, that is about monohalogen compounds. Now dihalogen compounds. That means compounds contains two halogens. The hydrocarbon contains two halogens are called dihalogen compounds. These are classified into three types. They are gem dihalides and vicinal dihalides. Gem dihalides, vicinal dihalides. Now we will discuss about these two categories. See, gem dihalides means if two halogen atoms present on same carbon atom, then it is called gem. See, in this example, two halogens present on same carbon in this compound, so that it is called gem. If it is present in adjacent carbon atoms, that is called vicinal. See, this is vicinal because here two halogens present on different adjacent carbon atoms. Terminal means if two halogen atoms present on terminal carbon atoms, that means first and last, that is called terminal dihalides. If it is present on, if two halogens present on same carbon, that is called gem. If two halogens present on adjacent carbon, that is called vicinal. If two halogens present on terminal, that means first and last carbon atoms in a given compound, that is called terminal dihalides. So this is about classification of dihalogen compounds. Next, vinyl halides. Vinyl halides. Vinyl halides means the halogen present on double bonded carbon atom is called vinyl halides. This is also very important point. You will get one mark. We may get one mark question regarding this one. Which of the following is vinyl halide? Which of the following is terminal dihalide? You may get such type of questions in CBSE level. So what is the meaning of vinyl halides? If the halogen atom present on double bonded carbon atom, that is called vinyl halide. For example, see, this is double bonded carbon atom. One carbon atom attached to halogen, so that it is vinyl halide. Here also this halogen attached to double bond carbon atom, so this is also called vinyl halide. So that is the meaning of vinyl. Vinyl means halogen attached to double bonded carbon. One halogen only, not two halogens, one halogen. Here, see, this halogen also attached to double bonded carbon atom. So this is also called what? Vinyl halide. Next, allyl halide. Allyl halide means the halogen present on sp3 carbon atom which is attached to sp2 carbon atom is called allyl halides. The halogen present on sp3 carbon atom which is attached to sp2 carbon atom is called allyl halides. That means, see, this halogen attached to sp3 carbon atom. How can we know that this is sp3 carbon? Because this carbon forms single bonds. When any carbon forms single bonds only, that carbon exhibit sp3 hybridization. If carbon forms a double bond, then that double bonded carbon exhibit sp2. If carbon forms triple bond, then that triple bonded carbon atom exhibit sp. We know that already because we discussed all these points in class 11 chemistry. So here, see, this chlorine attached to this carbon does not form. Here it does not form double bond, so that this carbon is what? sp3 hybridization. Now this sp3 carbon atom should attach with the double bonded carbon atom. Then this is double bonded sp2. This is also double bond because this is also forms a double bond. So this an halogen present on sp3 carbon that attached with the sp2 carbon, then that is called what? Allyl halide. See, here also one more example. This chlorine attached to halogen attached to sp3 carbon. How can we say that this is sp3 carbon? Because it doesn't form here double bond. Then this sp3 carbon attached to double bonded carbon, so that this is what? Allyl halide. Next one, benzyl halides. Benzyl halides. That means the halogen present on sp3 carbon atom. sp3 carbon atom that is present with aromatic ring, nothing but benzene ring, aromatic ring. All aromatic compounds are what? Benzene rings. Simply you can say that benzene aromatic ring, that is called benzyl halide. That is called what? Benzyl. See, same category like this, but here what is the difference? Here sp3 carbon should be bonded with double bonded sp2 carbon, but here sp3 carbon should be bonded with benzene ring, that is called benzyl halide. So this is all about classification of halides, nothing but monohalogen, dihalogen, vinyl, allyl, benzyl.